In this short video, I'd like to show you the difference between our Quickcrop raised beds and why you might choose one over the other. You can probably see behind me here some of our raised beds in my own garden, and they're getting on to about 8 years old now, and they're still going strong. We're going to have a look at those once the video is finished, but for now, let's just run through the 4 options that I have with us today. So on one side we have our Allotment raised bed, and that's our budget model. The next step up then we have the Premier, that's made from thicker timber, and this one would be really our best selling raised bed. As we move down then we've got the Easy Assemble bed here, and that slots together so you can assemble it without using any tools. And then finally at the end we have our Deluxe model, which is arguably our prettiest and best looking raised bed. Our beds are available in a range of sizes, from a small 3 by 3 foot bed up to a much larger 6 by 6 foot bed, with a number of options of heights and sizes in between. The beds come in a kit form, and they can be put together with an ordinary screwdriver, but it is going to be much quicker using a screw gun like this, and of course they come with instructions and any fixings you need to put them together. Okay, so we're going to start with our Allotment raised beds, and as I said, this is our kind of budget utilitarian model. So the beds are made from this 3/4 inch thick timber here, and then that's screwed into these 2-inch corner posts at the corner. The beds, they are planed, but they're not going to be such a smooth finish as the higher spec beds, and as regards the lifetime of the bed, I suppose we would say about 6 to 8 years. In assembling the beds, you simply just screw through the boards into the corner posts, and that's you done. So why would I go for the Allotment raised bed? Well, I suppose that would be intended, as I said, as a budget raised bed, maybe for an allotment or a part of the garden where looks aren't so important. So next we've got our Premier raised bed, and essentially this is just kind of a scaled up version of the Allotment one, except this time we're going to be using a heavier timber. This time it's 1.25 inch thick board, and as I said, the finish is going to be a lot better, so it's smoother planed, and it's even bull-nosed at the top here, so it's really nice and pleasant to handle. Goes together in exactly the same way by screwing through the ends of the boards here, but this time we're screwing into a chunkier 3-inch square corner post. So as I said, the Premier bed is our most popular bed, and it's also the one with the most options. So we have it in standard format like this, and then we also have split level, we have a bench bed, and a number of modular kit options. So why would I choose the Premier bed? Well, I'd go for it if I was looking for a long-lasting bed that is simple, yet is a really neat looking design. So our next in line then is our Easy Assemble bed, and that goes together in a tongue and groove kind of slot and lock system, so you don't actually need any tools to assemble it at all. The timber we use here is 1.25 inch, so the same thickness as the Premier bed, nicely planed then as well, and I suppose the lifespan of that we'd be looking at about 8 to 10 years. Now with this slot and lock system, it's easy to put together, but when built it actually makes a really strong structure. The only thing you really need to take into account is the measurements on the website will give the overall length of the timber, so you know how you can fit it into your garden, but the growing space will just be slightly less inside because we're losing this about 10 centimeters on each corner. The Easy Assembly beds are available with or without a finishing top. This one we have the finishing top here, and with the nice corners here and then the top, I think it makes a particularly attractive bed, with the added advantage of it's got a nice little comfy seat all the way around. So why would you choose the Easy Assemble raised bed? Well, obviously because it's easy to assemble, you don't need any tools, but then also I think it looks particularly smart, especially with this finishing top. And finally, we have our top of the range Deluxe raised bed. So let's have a look at it. Well, the boards used are actually the same as the ones used in the Premier bed. So we have that nice 1.25 inch timber, we've got the nice smooth planed finish, and of course the bull nose across the top. The main difference with the Deluxe is how the boards are attached to the corner posts. So in this case we're using these galvanized steel brackets, and the corner posts themselves, they're bigger, they're a 4-inch square post, they have a nice bull nose on them as well, so nice finish. Now you can build your Deluxe raised bed in one of two ways. You can have the galvanized brackets on the outside, which I kind of like because it reminds me of my old Land Rover you might have seen in a couple of videos, or You can have the brackets on the inside, so it's kind of finished here where you can't see the bracket. It's really a matter of personal choice. So why would I choose the Deluxe bed? Well, for me, we've got the long life, we've got over 8 to 10 years, and we have these nice good looks. So the Deluxe is going to be equally at home in the vegetable garden or as part of a more ornamental garden around your house. So that's about it. That's our basic range there. Now, as I said, all these beds come available in kits of various sizes, but we also stock all the component parts, so you can pretty much make any raised bed that you want. So that's about it for today. But just before we go, let's just have a look into the vegetable garden here, and I'm just going to show you these beds. So these ones you may recognize are the Deluxe model here. These are at least 8 years old. I think they're in their 9th year here. I didn't treat them with any wood oil, or I haven't put any stain on them, so this is just them raw, basically leaving them alone for that length of time. And okay, they're a little bit grey around the edges like myself, but there's no signs of rot there. So I'd be expecting to get another 4 years, if not more, out of those. So in my opinion, that's great value. So that's about it from the Quickcrop garden today. Remember, everything you see in the video, apart from me, all available on our websites, quickcrop.ie and quickcrop.co.uk. I look forward to seeing you again in the Quickcrop garden soon.